I didn't even
So,
record it. Oh, they're gonna be mad. I thought I recorded it. My bad. All right, go ahead.
all right. I can go back verbatim if you want me to. So,
I
but
meant
no, I appreciate this because this is, man, this is the start for me. You know what I mean? This is where um I I was launched from. And it's still near and dear. I still miss it. Man, every single day I miss what you guys are doing. And I follow from afar and up close at the same time. So this means I ended practice early today so I can make sure I'm on and locked in and learn from you guys as much as you guys learn from me.
No, I appreciate that. Always giving back, always humble. Talk a little bit about, we'll just jump right into, you're a DC guy, you DC high school guy. Talk about your journey a little bit so they understand, what you've been through kind of in this basketball world and where you are now. Because how many of you guys know what OT is? Raise your hand if you know what OTE, Overtime Elite, is. You guys know what that is. You've probably seen it. All right. So that's where Coach Doug coaches now. But like you said, he's come a long way from, playing at Gonzaga High School and those things. But talk a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, man. I'm a Washingtonian. Love everything DC from go-go music to the Redskins to the Wizards. And then of course, Team Takeover. Those are my four favorite things, DC. And just man, just at some point, I learned that man, I'm not gonna make it to the NBA like I had planned my life out to be when I was 13, 14 years old. But I wanted to stay around the game and I wanted to continue to love the game. So starting probably in high school, I probably started seeing the game a little different. Um, Kind of seeing the game more of what else has evolved from the game. And as the years have went on, we're talking, mid 80s, which means nothing to these guys right here on the phone and some of the parents, but just kind of see the evolution of the game and how TV was taking off with the game and just, I was honestly thinking about whether I get into broadcasting, did I want to be an agent, but like being a coach was the last thing I wanted to do because, and that time coaches weren't the you couldn't rattle off coaches unless it was John Thompson and somebody that was on TV every day. I couldn't tell you the coach of the Washington Bullets at the time when I was 12, 13 years old because coaches just weren't um it wasn't a position of reverence at the time.
Yeah.
So I just kind of grinded and coaching actually fell in my lap, you know. When I was in college, I played a small NAIA school in Wisconsin, and we lost a game on a Tuesday night and didn't play well. And coach kicked us out of the locker room and made us wear our own clothes to practice. And next home game, he sat on the bench and no one said anything. Like
Mm.
the game's going on and he's not coaching at all. I stood up and started coaching. And that is
This is
100%
that, bro. I never
how
heard that
my,
story before. You're in college. That's what you're saying.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
wow.
My coach just said
He was frustrated. He was trying to
he
prove
was frustrated with us and he couldn't reach us. And he literally sat on the bench with his arms folded. And maybe 3, 4 minutes go by, and we're just kind of looking around. It's like, man, he hasn't said one word yet.
yeah.
First media timeout, we sit down. He gets up and stands at the scores table, comes back when the timeout is over, and doesn't say anything. So we're all just looking around like we sub ourselves in. How we gonna? Man, I just stood up and just started repeating things that I heard him say over the first 6 weeks of the season.
Wow.
And that's just. And then he pulled me aside and said, "I don't know how much better you're gonna get, to be honest with you, but man, you got a gift."
Mm.
And that's just and then I just kind of chased it. I just kind
Wow.
of chased it from there.
Wow. And yeah, wow, that's an incredible story. Yo, I knew it was gonna be good. I got one right there. So as I remember one time we'll jump around a little bit if you want, but I was just thinking about something that what you said. I remember we were at one of the tryouts a couple years ago when you had just gone to the G League.
Mhm.
And I asked you, I was like, what's the biggest jump from going from like coaching these kids to coaching the G League? And the first thing you said was telling a kid to pass up on a contested layup for the open three in the corner.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then when you explained it, and my question is, you've been around the game for a long time, and whether it's at the pro level, even the high school level, what would you say are the biggest changes you've seen in the game itself? You know, yeah,
I think that the big for me, all five guys are skilled.
yes, okay,
All
yeah,
five players are, people say put positionless basketball, and I still don't think that is the right moniker that we should give
yes,
it.
yeah,
Um, because Jokic plays a position, Joel Embiid plays a position, Thomas Sobert played a position. Those guys, I mean, outside of Jokers, Embiid doesn't get the rebound, walk the ball up the floor and
right,
run a play.
right,
You still need a traditional guard to
right,
kind of do that. But I think for me, the game is so skilled
yeah,
now that the bigger players, I don't even want to call them centers,
yeah,
the bigger players are so skilled now that that has now you can legitimately because the floor hasn't changed size
right,
at all. The
right,
rim hasn't increased
right,
at all.
right,
So what has happened is all five players now can dribble, pass, and shoot the ball at a very high and efficient level.
yes,
And I think that has changed the game to make people feel like, oh, it's positionless. Well, not really, because Steph Curry is still a guard. Steph Curry doesn't post up. No one posts up.
yeah.
But now the floor is open because now the bigs can do more things.
So translate that for these young people. When we talk about everybody playing five out, passing and cutting, translate that for them. Because this is a man who's working with future pros. Y'all know OTE kids who are, and he's worked with a lot of kids. So talk about how when we run an 8 year old, our 8U team is running 50, how that
Right.
translates into exactly what you said.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is like you're 8 years old and you're learning spacing now. You're so far more advanced than some 13-year-olds who are coming down that has been 6'2" for the last 3 years. And to win a game, his AAU coach, his AAU coach or rec coach or junior high coach makes him the center. And 2 years from then, when that kid is now 15 years old at 6'2" and he hasn't grown,
Mhm.
where's his development at? He is only developed as a center. And now he's going against 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" guys in
Mhm.
high school, and it just doesn't it's not a recipe for success
Yeah.
for that player. So, and you may be 4'3" now and hit a growth spurt and end up, 6'8", 6'9" from, hitting the genetic lottery.
Absolutely.
You
And
know what I
that's the part
mean?
that makes you
And
dangerous.
like, I
Yeah.
mean, like, Kyle, you have a great case because, you have three sons. And as you had a son, he got taller than the older one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everyone.
So, and I remember we used to tease Caleb. That was the way to tease Caleb was saying that, oh, you're gonna only be 6'6".
Right.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? Because he was
Yep.
like, I'm destined to be 6'8", six
Yep.
nine.
Yep.
With guard skills.
Yep.
So, and I think takeover and just you as a parent had the foresight of saying, yeah, we see the growth spurt coming. We can, and Singletary too, and Sitwell was like, yeah, let's just back to the basket, be big, and be the biggest guy out there. But it wouldn't have done him any justice to be, he'd have been at Bowie State instead of Georgetown. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
You gotta learn that. And it is that much of a significant difference. I think that and the part I want kids everybody to understand though is that wherever your level is gonna be, you can be better just by playing better. Like you don't have to get some people are always gonna be faster than you, jump higher than you, be more athletic than you. But what Coach Doug is saying is that if you can learn the nuance of the game, the things that make the game work, the spacing, the cuts, the dives, defensive help, all the things we're teaching out every single Sunday and beyond. I don't care where you go and play the game. You
yeah,
can be better than other people that are just the same, it's like just the same, even bigger than you, and it's faster than
right.
you. So it's
Absolutely.
important. That's good. All right. And guys, if you want to put some questions in the chat, we're gonna get to some questions, but feel free if you think of something, feel free to drop it in the chat. That way. All right. When you think about the development of young kids all the way to you. I know you predominantly work with the 16s but you knew the program. You were, you came around us and you at least saw where the development stuff was. What's something that what would stand out to you if you were as a coach looking for talent when you walk into to a gym of 8, 9, 10, 11 year olds, what are the things you would see as a recruiter, if you want, or a developer of talent? What are the things that would pop out to you in what the kids were doing?
How hard they played, how hard they worked. That's the first thing that, because that translates. It's few things that translate from a 9-year old to a 10-year vet in the NBA.
Yep.
How hard you play. And what a lot of people have the misconception of is, oh, NBA players don't play hard. They play hard. They just have mastered so many nuances of the game that they make it. They've worked on it so much, and it's such a second nature to them. It just looks easy to the
Mm-hmm.
common eye.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the biggest difference for me. Was like, even though in the G League and then going to Clippers practice and watching Kawhi and Paul George and those guys work out, it's like they can do a 25-minute shooting session and miss 4 shots,
Yeah.
but can tell you why they missed those shots.
Right. Right. It's
You know what I
different.
mean? And but they always played hard. And I think, as I said before, I think that's the biggest. Playing hard is a skill now.
Absolutely. It's a position.
It's just as important as shooting, passing, dribbling,
Mm-hmm.
and defense. Playing hard is a skill, and if you have that skill set now, it's tougher for that to dissipate. It's tougher for you to lose that ability to play hard because I think that's more innate to who you are as a player that really wants this.
Absolutely. I want everyone to, if you're taking notes or if you want to make mental notes, everybody, what I want you to put in is playing hard is a skill, which means it can be developed, which means it can be monitored, which means it can be appreciated and valued. But when you talk about your development, I love each day. I'm working on my left hand, working on my left hand, working on my, how are you working on your motivation level to play harder? Because if you're not doing it, and everybody can do that. I don't care what else you can't do right now. I don't care if you can't really shoot that well, if you can't really dribble that well, you can play harder than anybody. And
Yep.
to Doug's point, those are the only kids I've ever seen really make it.
Yep.
Like it's part of everyone's DNA that actually did something in this game. So if you're gonna have to add it sooner or later if you
Mhm.
really want to play this game for a while. So that's good. All right. On the flip side, what's a negative that jumps out to you even at a young age?
Uh, well, I've never been a fan of the best 8-year old in the gym.
Just in general, whoever that person is.
Whoever it is,
Too bad. You don't even have
Be-
yeah.
because if a lot of times, and I'm not going to say it, a lot of times, the best 8-year old is no longer the best 11-year old
Yep.
because it's become so easy, and and stuff has been manipulated for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's the one thing that, and they don't play hard. Typically
Yeah, typically.
they don't play hard because it's become so easy now. When guys started to catch up with strength, guys started to catch up with speed, guys started to catch up with athletic ability, and that kid is the best 8-year old and has stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
Now he struggles to make 12 and under.
Absolutely. There was once I remember I got a little bit in trouble with Keith one day, who was both Doug and Doug was kind of my boss when he was here, and Keith was his boss. And I remember getting in trouble because Keith called me one day and said, "How come you won't let whatever my man Spencer had his spot? He's like, how come you won't let Spencer rank our kids?" I said, "I don't want no rankings on none of my kids.
Yep.
None of them." I said,
Yep.
don't put nothing on Jeremiah Quigley. Don't put nothing on Caleb. None of those kids." And he's like, "You gotta do." I was like, "Sorry." But it was this idea of it just becomes a target you don't need, and it becomes
Yep.
that you're either gonna believe and then not work, like Coach Doug said, right? Or you're gonna chase that all the time.
Right.
So the biggest thing is, yeah, as a young person, don't try to be. Look at the one who is, and just be like, I hope you're working hard because I know I'm doing my stuff over here.
Right.
I
Because
know I'm
I'm
making
because I'm
10K.
coming.
I'm
I'm coming.
exactly no matter where they are. That's a good
Right.
message for them. All right, that's a good message.
Yeah.
I got a couple of coaches. I wanted to say Vaughn. I thought I saw BJ. Oh yeah, BJ or Vaughn as coaches. I will say this to y'all, and I know if y'all want to ask a question, but I also wanted you to chime in on this. Doug, when I got started with Team Takeover, I knew I loved the game of basketball. And I knew I played it at a college intramural level and a high school level, nothing major. But I loved it so much, but I just wanted to learn more, right? And
Yeah.
so I always think about the times we just talk basketball and little things. I remember you taught me Syracuse at a practice, like really to understand what it meant to play that defense. And I say all this to say is that one of the traditions I think that Takeover has that separates us, at least what we try to do in the grassroots area, is having the best coaching. Like I intentionally find the coaches I trust to coach these guys and to be around these families. And I just want to kind of say to you, thank you for kind of taking me in with
I
that
appreciate
and
that, bro.
showing me that.
Appreciate that.
But talk about why it's important and why that's always been a staple. Because that's what I learned from it. That's that coaching outlasts everything else. And then BJ and Vaughn, if you want to ask a question after that, please feel free to.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is for a coach the knowledge of the for me, the knowledge of the game isn't as important. The passion for the game is what, because if you're passionate about it, you're willing to learn.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if your passion is your passion will get you to chase something. And it may not always be like for us, it was never wins.
Yeah.
I never called you and say, Kyle, how y'all doing? How y'all doing that tournament this weekend?
Right. True.
Hey, who's getting better?
Yeah.
No, hey, no, for real, guys. Hey, Keith, I know they're fourth grade. When they get to the eighth grade, all these guys are gonna play for you. That's what we wanted to. That's what we wanted to hear
Yeah.
because we knew the coaching now was one passion about getting guys better. And for takeover is all the only time, and this may be misconstrued, so the only time winning really matters is 17 U Peach Jam.
That's
That's the only time winning really matters.
we all that's the last chance.
That's the last
That's
chance.
if the
Exactly.
15s lose, we come back next year. The
Right,
16s lose.
exactly. Yeah.
No, you're exactly right. Because that's your
Yeah.
last chance to shine. And we do that as well too. And we talk about the takeover brand. I'm sorry, Devon, did you have anything you want to ask or about coaching or BJ? I'm sorry.
No, I'm cool. This is good. I'm cool.
All right, good. BJ, you good? All right, I
Yeah,
appreciate
I'm good. What's
all right.
up, though, coach?
Hey, BJ, what's happening, my guy?
Everything good.
Wonderful.
Now, I appreciate those two guys. I highlight and many of the coaches. We got a very experienced staff. Jamal Greenwood is with us,
Really?
actually doing the third grade and working
Okay.
and bringing a group. You know who else is coaching with us?
Who's that?
Dion Wiley.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
And we got
I don't know if
Clet.
I don't know if I'm more proud or old.
Yeah, both, right? We got Q2 Quet is coaching us with Dion. Yeah, we got some guys that have worn these
Good.
shirts and been around
Awesome.
it. I feel really
Awesome.
good about the staff to add to what Vaughn did last year and what BJ's been doing forever. So I feel really, really good about the strength of our program right now.
Awesome.
Um, I was okay. So thinking about your coaching teams, right? And I always talk about how we're building a class, and we got 22 kids from every grade level moving up.
Mhm.
Um, What's your ideal team? Meaning, like, what's if you had to pick the type of team you love to coach? 1 to 10, or how you want to break it down. But what kind of guys are on that team to make what you think is a winning formula?
I- One, I need to have, for me, on the floor, at least three highly skilled players. Uh, on that team, I need at least two players that their superpower is how hard they play.
Two of them.
Like a superpower. Like he may not score at all, but I need two guys that can check into the game and change the game
Yes.
by guarding the best player on the offensive end, deciding to get every rebound, running the floor at a really elite level to open up passing lanes and opportunities for other guys. Um, I need one guy that on the team that everybody that has an orange and black shirt on feel like every time he shoots the ball, it's going in.
Yes, we like it. Yes.
You know, he may not be a starter,
Yeah.
but when he's checking the game, you want to hear the other coach say, "There's a shooter in."
Shooter. We got the shooter. Yep. All right. So we got three.
You
So
know
we
what I
got
mean?
three. So we got three all around skill. We got two the hard workers. We got at least one dude who walk in there and shoot the lights out. I'll give you three. I'll give you four more
And
spots.
I need at least three guys to understand inside and out what we're doing offensively and defensively,
Mm-hmm.
and can continue to make other guys better without having the basketball in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's a great screener, if that's a great communicator,
Mm-hmm.
if that's a great connector.
Mm-hmm. Tell us what does that mean for everybody? What is a connector? Because it's
A
a
connector
position.
is somebody that he may not be playing, but you know, I one of the things I'm working on my team, and it's kind of a tangent off of that. One of the things that I have a couple of people doing for me is tracking high fives and positive touches during practice.
Mm.
Cal Berkeley did a study that NBA teams, and it's the only one that's been done. So we're doing the first high school one. NBA teams that have over 300 high fives and positive touches during a game win 85% of their games.
Wow.
So I'm tracking to see if we can get to 200 in a high school game to see if that translates at all. So I need a guy that's positive, whether he's on the floor or on the bench. I need a guy to timeouts, meet guys on the floor, coming off of, high five guys. And then also when, his opportunity is there, he brings that to the floor as well,
So now you got one slot left. And the number 10 guy. Who is
My number 10 guy?
No, it could be a combination of the connector for sure.
Okay.
But what's a special skill even that person has to have to be that guy that might not play as much, but is there for the team?
I would say I would start junior high level.
Mm-hmm.
I think a genetic lottery has to be in the mix there.
It's a project. No, that's real. That becomes
there's a guy with a 5'11", 6 foot 6'1" mom that
absolutely. Now that's a real. I want because I want the kids. I tell the truth to y'all. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all this basketball game is cruel to little people.
Yeah,
I love this game way more than it loved me.
Right.
I was a senior in high school. I was 5'8", about 135 pounds, with the biggest mouth in the gym, talking all kinds of stuff I couldn't back up because I just wasn't big enough. In my mind, I could do everything, but my body, in the basketball game just kicked me to the curb. Like, right. It's a real thing. And so the bigger you are, the more, and then when you add all those things Coach Doug said, the fact that when the bigger you are now, you're that complete player, it's just an unfair advantage in the game. Doesn't mean that if you're little, you can't get there. I always tell my guys, for the smaller guys, stop losing sprints. That's step one, number one.
There you go.
Can't be little, tiny, and in the back of the line on sprints.
Right.
I've never seen that kid make it past middle school, for real.
Right.
Never seen that kid.
100%.
That's one of them things. So there are things that are part of this game that you look for. But I want y'all to recognize that there's a spot. All those things he said, if you can do those things, you have a spot on the team. Mm-hmm. And then once you get there, it's up for grabs. Somebody might get hurt in front, no matter where you started. But you made the team. So I just want y'all to really understand, he didn't necessarily talk about how many times you can dribble between your legs, not one time. Now, he said super skill, but the skill is not to over-skill yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So I just want y'all to hear, this is from a person who's coaching, like, an overtime elite. That's what he does. Like, he's been to like he said, the Clippers, the G League. Let me switch gears for 1 second. And again, if y'all want to put something in the chat field, I want to just show this video clip. I know I'm talking about overtime elite, but I want to make sure y'all really understand, like, and it's a little theatrical. I haven't watched this one, the season 3 promo, but I just want to show y'all the level of basketball that Doug is coaching at. And again, one of the best that's doing it right now. So check this out.
With this new era, this new wave of things, there's no handbook to tell you how to deal with any of this stuff.
Kids want all the rewards and benefits, but they don't know what comes with it, and the hate, the pressure, and they don't know what it takes to get to that point. They don't understand how bright these lights are.
just the followers that these guys have, it's not a normal situation at all.
The NIL space it's millions. You get in here and then next thing you know, you got 1 million followers. I don't think anyone is prepared for it.
Did you always want to be famous?
6, 7! And we back for season 4 of Overtime Elite Basketball. Eli Ellis, he's the reigning MVP of this league.
We're going to be talking about what it takes to be an elite guard.
Mindset is just the vote.
No way!
Here's Michael Jordan, man, come on!
Malik Thomas, one of the best scorers here in OT.
None of them can for me, nobody.
Talent-wise, he's the most talented guy in the building.
There is no slowing Malik down. I'm a winner.
He's only a junior, but he has almost 40 Division I college offers.
All right, so what would you rate this drink 1 through 10?
6, 7.
6 million views on TikTok. It was everywhere.
If we don't win these series, nobody cares what you've done.
It was always Eli and then me.
Be physical!
Malik's more confident in Malik than the rest of the City Reaper teammates.
We got a guard!
It's happening, so get ready for it.
Is it Manny?
I can't get up.
Son, what did I tell you to do?
You see how the fame changes people?
I would say like a God complex. Malik's like, give me the basketball, I can save the game.
I work on that every day so much.
I don't really think half of y'all love the sport.
The biggest problem is always going to be yourself.
10 seconds left for the OTE championship.
So man, I'm gonna just
I got you.
we good. I'm gonna stop. So here's the thing. Just even watching that just gets me just the world. I never would have expected you to be doing this part. For me, this is you and I think I want you to talk about how do I say this? Like when I say I never would have expected you, not the level of coaching, not being part of the game, not that part. But the new game, right? Yeah. The NIL, the money, the business, the followers, all that other stuff. Talk about just that, your experience with OTE, and what has that been like being around that game?
Yeah, and this is crazy, but I got to give a shout out to my wife who's on this call. She pushed me to this. She and I had many conversations about, man, she sacrificed a lot for me to do what I wanted to do. Like, we've been married for 6 years and we haven't lived together for 5 of those 6 years.
You've been doing this, wow.
Because she's allowed me to chase my dream. So the support system has, first and foremost,
yes,
your support system has to be A1.
Yes.
Second thing,
shout everybody, get some claps. Shout out to Mr. Deion, give us some love. Mr. Deion's in the building for sure.
The second thing is, if you don't evolve with the game's gonna pass you by. And that's where I was. Before everybody else got on the call, like I said to you, it's like, man, I'm proud of what you guys doing, and I miss it. I miss it every day because I miss not only the nostalgia of it, but I also miss like where we were in our space.
Yeah.
But that had to change. Like, I could, if I continue to coach takeover, I'm hindering somebody else from elevating. And it took my wife, it took Keith to say, no, you've earned this.
Yeah.
And the earning part of it wasn't like I knew more basketball than anybody else. I think the legit part of it was I was always good to people. You know what I mean? And not everybody can say that about me.
Yep.
Not everybody probably feels like that about me, but every opportunity I got with the Clippers during COVID, the Clippers called me and said, we got an opportunity. Do you want to do it? Yes. Overtime Elite. I didn't apply for Overtime Elite. They called me.
Right.
We got an opportunity. We think you fit.
Yeah.
And I think I did 7 interviews in 4 days.
Wow.
Got hired on like day 11, and my wife and I were in Atlanta on day 16 looking for an apartment.
Wow. Yeah.
But I think that's the biggest thing is like my support system. Everybody from Takeover, every time I got an opportunity, yeah, Doug, go do it, go do it, go do it. You know, and like I said, it's I may be standing at the front of the line of this.
Yeah.
But man, there's so many people behind me that have had both hands, a foot, words of encouragement to push me forward to be here. And it wasn't my first choice.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the first, like, it was never like, am I qualified to do it? It was never that.
Right.
It was always just more of like, man, do I really want to leave Takeover? I turned down college jobs.
I don't know.
To stay at Takeover. Because it was like a child, you know what I mean? And I watched it, and every year we did something bigger and better. Every year we had so many, man, I get emotional about it. Every year we had so many different ideas of what we wanted to do, how we wanted to do it. And now, man, I can remember in 2016, 2017, driving around PG County looking for land to build a gym.
Yeah.
Now Spark is, you know, it's have turned dirt and they're in the gym now, and it's, you know, it took 9 years, but man, I wanted to be there, you know. I wanted to be a part of that. And to some sense, you know, I am a part of it, but yeah, I didn't want to leave home.
Yeah. And that's why I say that to end up there with the bright lights, with all that, like I said, the NIL. What's the athletic? I mean, what are the athletes? You know, without even going to anybody individually, but what is the athlete like in that league? And they obviously are super talented, but there's a certain style y'all promote in that league in terms of the trash talk a little bit. Like, what is it like to be a player in the OTE?
I think what all of them have in common is they're all maniacal about basketball.
Because it's you in it at OT. It's like for real.
Yeah, you're here for a reason.
Yep.
You're good enough, but your wish and dreams and wants are more important than almost anything else for these guys.
That makes sense.
And you know, we got 33 guys in the building. Legitimately, 6 of them may be NBA players.
Okay.
I can't tell the other 27 that you can't play in the NBA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to help support that dream.
Help me with this. When you all train, they train together on schedules, and then they just break up in teams and play. It's like an academy, and you just have games on the right.
It is exactly what you guys are doing.
Wow.
So there's a 8:30, 9:30, 10:30 workout, and it's guards, wings, forwards. There's when you're not working out, you're in strength and conditioning. If you're not on the court, you're not in strength and conditioning. You're with your nutritionist eating your breakfast, or with the nutritionist. Everybody doesn't. So we have one nutritionist for all the guys. And so I'll give you a typical day right quick. If Kyle Williams comes in and you got a 10:30 workout, you come in at 8:30 for breakfast. When you walk into the players' lounge, there's a nutritionist there that says, okay, Kyle, today, based on what you want to do with your body, what we need to see from you, you're going to have 6 egg whites. You're going to have 4 pieces of turkey bacon. You're going to have 2 pieces of wheat toast, and you're going to have a half a grapefruit. And you have to have 16 ounces of cranberry juice, orange juice, whatever the case may be, milk, whatever the case may be. You go sit down on your phone, social media, whatever. Somebody brings you your food, you eat your food. You got an hour to then you go for treatment. You got a bad ankle, you got sore hamstrings, you got a tight back. You go to that 9:30, you have strength and conditioning. And that's, the average guy in our program in a year has gained 11 pounds of muscle in 1 year. And you have a guy like Parker Robinson who plays takeover, 17U, has put on 19 pounds of muscle in his 2 years here. So, and then you get on the court for.
Hold on, wait. I just want to. What that means is when he says strength and conditioning, you are working. You are working hard. Like it's not like we're gonna go stretch and do a couple of jumping jacks. We're not planking. You
Right,
get muscle. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. After that,
Yeah. And then at 10:30, you get on the court for your hour session. We have 3 players to 1 coach.
Okay.
We have 8 baskets in the main practice facility.
Y'all in Atlanta. I'm in
Atlanta. Yeah. And then we have 2 baskets on the show court. So we have, 10 baskets. So it's 3 kids to a basket with 1 coach. And you go through a very strenuous workout. Every shot that these guys take from the moment they sit into OTE to the moment they leave is tracked. Makes misses, left, right, long, short, arc for Noah. So then you go to academics from 12 to 3 with a 45-minute lunch in there. And then we have team practice from 4:30 to 6:30.
Man, you just wake up and that's 5 days a week. Weekends.
It's 5 days a week. We typically play Friday, Saturday, Sundays off, Monday, and it's Groundhog's Day.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I travel around, play, and y'all travel at all? Everything is played right there in the OT.
We play about 90% of our games in Atlanta. We have some affiliate teams that we call them. Dynamic Prep, which lost in the Chipotle finals last year, is in our league now. Malvernian Prep in North Carolina, who won our league last year. Calvary Christian, and everybody has a social media name.
Yep.
Combine Academy is Blue Checks. And then Phoenix Prep is Diamond Doves.
Okay, gotcha.
Our Savior Lutheran in New York is Jellyfan.
Gotcha.
So everybody has a social media name.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Now these are paid athletes, right? What range are we talking about? What's the high, the low? What's the average? However you want to. What's the company line or whatever you want to explain? How that works?
The average, the low is about $40,000.
And they're down there for how long? How long is what's the
10 months?
10 months. 10 months.
Then you get an option to you get an option to be an Adidas athlete, and they give you another $10,000 in cash and then $10,000 in product.
Okay.
So they get about that. The average kid, the lowest paid kid is about $60,000.
Yeah.
You get free education, you get free housing, free meals, free travel.
Yeah, sound like
the highest paid player here makes $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you guys probably know. It's Mr. 6'7", Taylor Kennedy, TK. 6'7". TK makes about $500,000. TK has a clothing line now. He has a bottled water brand now. And he has an Overtime Fits is part of his clothing brand. So TK probably nets out at, I would guess, and I could be wrong. I would guess he's probably nets out about $800,000 a year to play high school basketball.
Yeah. That it is the game now, right? And I'm glad people are getting the pieces that they're getting. How is the financial literacy? Is that stress to these kids? you talking about
100%.
Like
100%. So every kid has to put by the contract that Overtime signs them. Every kid has to put a portion away and they can't get it back until they're 35 years old.
Yeah.
And they become invested stockholders. This is a whole nother advanced conversation for these guys. They invested stockholders in
the build of Overtime League. That's good. That's a good deal.
Yeah,
that's a good deal. It sounds, and I know this, and maybe this helps me understand the whole thing, because I know we've worked in the AAU industry isn't always the nicest or the fairest, but within our takeover, we did things differently.
Right.
Do you feel a sense of, I know you wouldn't be there if it didn't feel good, if it didn't feel, if people weren't at least trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. Right.
how would you say, from, I know you're, company line, but how,
No,
do you
I
feel
don't.
about
No,
about that part?
I fight. I fight every day.
Yeah.
And I fight what they post on content about our players.
Mm-hmm.
The the social media is, man, I need instant reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a player dunking on another player and MFing him, man, instantly post it.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand where I work at, but I also understand that, man, I am mentoring young men.
Yeah.
And that goes with you for years.
Yeah.
I mean, the clip that you posted is 3 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, that you show, that's 3 years old.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I have to fight that fight because some people don't see it that way. Like we have so many silos in our building of content is only worried about content. Basketball is another thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The business of basketball is one thing. It doesn't affect content or basketball. And then basketball doesn't care about content or the business.
Right.
We just want to get guys better.
Right.
And the guys just want to hoop. You know what I mean? So
I can see that. And I know that's, you get respected for the fight and you win.
Yes.
Like that's a part of it, right? And just to show you, and just when I talk about it again, I want y'all to understand the I've seen this guy do some incredible things coaching a basketball. He's one of the few coaches, and I told BJ to do this. That's why I'm glad he's on this call. I would sit behind his bench just to watch his staff. Like I wouldn't even watch the games. I would watch how he would work with his staff because I was an assistant coach and I thought we were really good. I thought me and KP had a good style. Man, I would watch them like, yo, come here, huddle up. We got to do something different. Like I saw this and we did this and we actually just imitated them.
Right.
We have 6 coaches around. But when you talk about Doug as a coach, I want y'all to understand how accomplished he is, not just winning, to take over and talking about this OTE stuff. But let me just show this clip real quick.
And said, Coach, we're not losing the game, and everybody embraced.
Before this event started, you said, pray for me with the game with Barcelona. You ended up taking the victory. Your thoughts?
Our guys just competed the whole time. We got down 15-16 in the first half. And Adam actually looked at me and said, Coach, we're not losing the game. And everybody embraced that attitude. Guys played unselfish. We shared the basketball. And we did what we do best. We made open shots. We can really make open shots if you give us an opportunity. And guys stepped up and made open shots. So we're humbled by this, super excited by this opportunity, and just grateful.
What's it mean for this organization that you guys were invited to come here and that you're able to beat such an established program like Barcelona?
Not to be braggadocious about it, but this is to let people know that OTE is here. And we're not going anywhere. We're going to get really good players. We're going to continue to develop our guys. And, any opportunity that we get to compete with this, whether it's with ourselves or somebody outside of this, we're going to embrace this and we're going to show out.
All right. Good luck tomorrow. Have fun with the last game.
Thank you.
So talk about that moment, because I know that was a special moment. I was so proud of you, man. But talk about what that tournament was, like what the setting was and what happened.
Yeah, so that was Adidas has a U18 event, which is Peach Jam in Europe.
Right.
The Europeans have their own Peach Jam. They invite the top 8 academies to a central place. And so the year I did it, we were in Germany. We were the first American team to be invited to Adidas Next Generation.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, without exaggeration, every NBA team was there.
Mm-hmm.
Every NBA team was there, and then their agents and then academies recruiting the kids from different academies. So we were the first American team to get invited to Adidas Next Generation. The first game we didn't understand the international rules, and we lost by like 7 points. The second game we played Barcelona, which is the team takeover of Europe.
Right.
They're the Duke Blue Devils of Europe. And we got down 15, 18 points halfway through the second quarter. And we made some adjustments. And to be honest with you, the adjustments came from my players. We were running all these plays and I was getting cute with the game. And, the guys were like, coach, they can't guard us. We're just going to dribble drive, read and react, hit the open man, and we're gonna make uncontested shots.
Yep.
So that we came, so we beat Duke of Europe, we beat Takeover of Europe, and being the only American team to be invited. We were the first American team to beat a team in Adidas Next Generation on their own soil. So it was huge for OTE,
Yep.
but it was also really, really huge from American basketball as well.
Because you hear the statement, and it's not all the way not true, but it's about the development. And I think it shows what y'all are doing is development on one level versus even what other people might say they're doing development. But the European style of play, the rules in the NBA being, making that game a little bit easier, a little more accommodating for the way they play. And their emphasis on skill development, not playing a whole bunch of games, but really having academies across the world, across the continent, so.
I mean, and then speaking of that, Kyle, it's like it's the OT model too, because as much as you guys see us on TV or on social media, we only play 20 games.
Yeah.
It ain't like for us, it ain't the games. And was just fascinating to me. It's the same model that we had at Takeover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I gave you a typical day, and the guys do that 4 times a week, play on Friday and Saturday. So, and we go year round.
Yep. You said months,
I came back to DC in 2025. I just came back a couple of weeks ago. It may be my second time back in DC because we go year round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I told you I could talk to Doug all night, but I realized how late it's getting. Is there any questions that you guys had? You've been a great audience. I hope y'all are getting some of these gems. But any questions? Anybody want to have a question? Come off mute and ask, or anybody have a question for Coach Doug? Don't be shy, but if you're not, I'll keep going.
It could be about TK. It could be about any of the guys.
It can be questions. This might be the only time you ever get to ask a guy like this a question. Somebody's parents like, ask him something. Say something. I see your hand. Go ahead, EJ. What you got? Can you come off mute? You want? Okay.
I don't have a strong mind when things don't go right on the court.
How do you develop a strong mind when things?
That's a great question, and that too is a skill set. How you handle adversity. Like a lot of people call it mental toughness, and I don't. I call it mental weakness. I think we all have mental weakness. We have to develop mental toughness. And I think we all start off with, and I think the biggest thing for you guys is, man, you work really hard on your game, and when you're not successful in the game, it's the end of the world. And I love that because you guys don't see the next game. You see what 20 years ago, it was like, Coach, why you yelling? Why you tripping? We play again at 4:00.
Right.
I love the fact that now the way basketball is set up, you guys don't see it that way anymore. That game, I mean, I remember 16s. I had a player that was ranked 20th in the country, and every time we lost, he cried. You know what I mean? He cried. So it's just a skill that you have to develop on when things don't go your way. You got to lean on the work that you've put in and know that you've done everything you can. You prepared yourself to be in these moments. And the one thing about basketball, it doesn't define you, but it's a make shot or miss shot game.
Yeah.
But it doesn't define what you are. If you're not shooting well, let's rebound better. Yeah. Let's defend better. Let's not turn the ball over. Things like that.
That's good stuff. And if you trust your work, I'm gonna get this one in the chat. Then I come right back to
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah,
you're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, EJ. Good job. Frankie put in the chat. Now this is probably Auntie or somebody. I was once in the gym and heard Doug tell the entire gym, "You're not good enough to be this quiet." As a coach, what are the best ways you have seen or done to encourage these young men to communicate more on the floor? Frankie, listen carefully. I don't think you said a word last Sunday.
You guys have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You guys are from a time and generation of your communication is done with this. And you just have, it's something you have to practice. I used to tell my team, I don't care what you say. You can say the wrong thing. I just want you to get in the habit of saying things. Now, the better you communicate, the longer you can play.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet guys don't play basketball very long. Because no one, in all the years that I've done it, I've never had a player say, "Hey, coach, nobody has to say anything. I can read everybody's mind on the court and know what's going on." So you have to practice communicating. I'll tell you something that's funny. In my apartment in Atlanta, I have a very small couch and I have a folding chair. I sit in front of I call timeout in my house by myself. I sit in my folding chair. I have my board out and I practice my timeouts with my players, my make-believe players. Because I never want to get into a game and be not sure what I want to communicate or what play I want to draw up. So as a coach, I practice on things that I need to do to be successful for my guys and for myself as well.
All right. I'll take this.
Kyle.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yep.
What does OTE do to get buy-in from the players and the families in terms of the motto of less games and more practices?
I think the buy-in is up front, knowing what you're getting yourself into. Like the biggest thing for us now is we're trying to play a national schedule, more of a national schedule. So we'll play our 20 league games and then we'll play 2 outside events, to iron sharpen iron with some of the better teams in the country. But I think the buy-in is we're the number one skill development, player development academy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And to get that skill and to get that development, you need sweat equity. And our sweat equity is Monday through Thursday for 4.5 hours. Our guys legit work out 3 times a day.
Yeah.
They got a skill session, they got a weightlifting session, and then they got a practice.
And they want to
so that's the buy-in, BJ. That's the buy-in there.
It's definitely, you're definitely signing up for something different. If you want some people want the college experience. Some people want, like, you're just choosing a whole different route, and that's
Right.
what, you know coming in the door, this is what it is. So
Yeah, you know what, Kyle, and for you, it's gonna be tough for me to say this to you as you are a professional educator. Traditional school is getting less and less every year.
no, you're right. I see. I know what my son is doing, and I know
Right.
I know what's being expected of him is way more in the gym anyway.
Right.
Like
Yes.
like the kids.
I mean, how many in-person classes does Caleb have right now?
Right. He only got a couple, but yeah, because
Yeah.
other stuff, and they already know when he's traveling, the whole nine is all good.
Right. And that's how we set it up too as well.
All right, we got one last question. This kind of goes together, and this is again. It says, "At what age did you start travel ball, and then how long did you play AAU before and only focusing on school ball?" Which I guess more like middle school. I'm thinking about. But what do you say is the important things about traveling in AAU? At what ages does that matter?
And Kyle, you and I've had 100 conversations about this. I don't think you travel until you're in the 6th grade. But I don't understand 4th grade teams. I don't understand the investment of going out and playing in Las Vegas as a 19-year-old. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
I think 6th grade is probably where it starts you want to start putting your stamp on who you are as a player, measure yourself up against other guys. But I think there needs to be a run of development and understanding something, and it lessens the value of winning and losing, which I think that you play the game for that, but I don't think it you want I think for me as a coach, if I can get you better, I'll win games.
Yeah.
I think that's how it goes hand in hand for me.
All day.
And you and I laugh about this, and I was telling somebody this story a day ago. A lot of coaches want to come out here and win by 20. A good coach can coach that same game and win by 7.
Absolutely. And it'd be a great
and challenge your guys.
Absolutely. I tell BJ that all the time. We're gonna have that speech. Y'all heard it here first, Born. We're gonna have in our coaches, we're gonna have that conversation about how good are you, okay, that you can manipulate the game where if it's a 20-point win, how do we win by 7? And it's a great game for everybody. That kind of stuff that's when you're a master of the craft. I'm gonna end with that, as I know I like to go over, but I want to thank you, Doug, for sharing some of your mastery. You've done this for us a couple of times, and you've always been a big supporter of the grassroots. By far the biggest supporter of grassroots and the higher markets. Trust me, I miss you, brother. I miss you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta tell you, I got called into the office the other day. I gotta tell you what happened. But nah, you always been a supporter of my vision for this, my mission.
For sure.
Which means you're a supporter of these kids and these families. So thank you so much, guys.
I got one suggestion for you.
Go ahead.
Get Lil Keith on here.
Get Lil Keith. All right, definitely gotta talk to Lil Keith.
He's in Germany, so he has a different view of how
that's a great thing. I'm gonna say this last thing to y'all because I want to give the people that showed up an extra treat, an extra nugget instead of something that no one else is gonna get. They didn't make it tonight. When you guys first registered for the academy, I gave your parents a link to a Padlet board that had a bunch of information about the academy, who we are, what we look like. And I'm gonna just say this, that what we have so far is on this. I'm gonna share this real quick. On this Padlet board, if you haven't seen, raise your hand if you've seen this somewhere. If your parent showed you this somewhere, or if you haven't seen this, you got to get your parent on this. I'm gonna put the link in. I'm gonna send out the link again. But we have something on here called the 30 for 30. And when we started the academy, I just put this up here. I just left. I didn't talk about it. I didn't mention it at all. And the 30 for 30 is 30 days of dribbling drills and it has an accountability form, right? And I just want y'all to know that I'm going to tell everybody about it on Sunday, right? But I'm going to just say this. So y'all get a little sneak preview. You can go to that board and you can start. It's 30 days, but you can get a head start. Because all of y'all are behind one player in this academy. Because one player that has done it 28 days already on his own before I even launched it. And that's Grant McFarland. I know his dad was on here earlier if he's not. But I know that what I do know is that he's a better ball handler today than he was 28 days ago. So what I'm saying to y'all, we're going to talk about it on Sunday. It's going to get posted. You don't have to stop at 30 days. You can do it for every day for the rest of your life if you want. But what I'm going to you have an opportunity. It's been there, and I left it purposely. I left it silent. So big up to Grant. I got a T-shirt for Dad, for Mom, and for Grant on Sunday for real because I'm honored to work. You've been hearing it all night long. I'm not here for the hype. I don't care who you are with your Instagram, Doug. No, I don't care about none of that. I honor the work, and so Grant has been putting in the work, and you'll see it. He don't need my T-shirt. That's extra me wanting to honor him. You can see it what he does in the drill, so in the gym. So thank y'all for showing up.
Cal, I got how many people we got in the chat? 22?
Yep.
You're 23?
Yep.
I got 23 City Reapers and OTE wristbands coming to you.
Right to me.
I'll put them in.
I'll get you that.
I'll put them in the mail tomorrow for you.
All right, and I got the printout. I know who was on the call. I got the printout of who was here, so we're good to go.
Yep.
All right.
My guy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you every minute of it, Doug. I appreciate you
for sure. For sure.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. We'll talk later.
Yep.